CFE certification sample questions. Let's get started. A need recognition scheme in procurement fraud is best described as: is it A, creating a false need for goods/services that are not required? Or B, accepting kickbacks after legitimate purchases? Could it be C, overbilling on actual deliveries? Or lastly D, splitting purchases to avoid approval thresholds? The correct answer is A. Here is why. In a need recognition scheme, the fraudster manipulates the procurement process at the very beginning by fabricating or exaggerating a business requirement to justify an unnecessary purchase, often from a preferred and possibly complicit vendor. Option B is a kickback scheme. Option C is an overbilling scheme. Option D is a purchase splitting scheme to circumvent controls. Next question. Which data analysis technique is most useful for detecting duplicate vendor payments? Is it A, Benford's law? Or B, duplicate search on invoice numbers or amounts? Could it be C, gap testing on check sequences? Or lastly D, stratification by vendor totals? The correct answer is B. Here is why. A duplicate search identifies multiple payments for the same invoice number or the same invoice amount, which are clear indicators of potential duplicate payments. Option A, Benford's, analyzes digit patterns, not duplicates. Option C, gap testing, finds missing items in a sequence. Option D, stratification, ranks vendors by total spend, but doesn't directly find duplicate transactions. Next question. In a U.S. wire fraud scheme, 18 U.S.C. Section 1343, the fraud must involve: is it A, use of the wires, e.g., email, bank transfer, in furtherance of the scheme? Or B, physical mailing of fraudulent documents? Could it be C, only interstate commerce? Or lastly D, financial loss exceeding $100,000? The correct answer is A. Here is why. The essential element of wire fraud is the use of interstate wire communications, like phone, email, electronic fund transfers, to execute or further a scheme to defraud. Option B describes mail fraud. Option C is too narrow. Interstate wires can sometimes suffice if they affect interstate commerce. Option D is false. There is no specific monetary threshold. Next question. During an admission-seeking interview, the best approach to obtaining a signed confession is to: is it A, present all evidence at the start? Or B, get verbal admissions first, then document in writing? Could it be C, threaten criminal charges if no confession? Or lastly D, allow the suspect to write their own statement without guidance? The correct answer is B. Here is why. The most effective technique is to secure verbal admissions through questioning, which lowers psychological barriers. Once obtained, the examiner can guide the creation of a written statement that accurately reflects those admissions. Option A gives away strategic advantage. Option C is coercive and unethical. Option D may result in an incomplete or misleading statement. Next question. Which of the following is protected under the U.S. attorney-client privilege in fraud examinations? Is it A, communications made in furtherance of ongoing fraud? Or B, confidential legal advice between attorney and client? Could it be C, business advice from an attorney acting in a non-legal capacity? Or lastly D, statements made to a fraud examiner who is not an attorney? The correct answer is B. Here is why. The privilege protects confidential communications between a client and attorney made for the purpose of obtaining or providing legal advice. Option A is excluded by the crime fraud exception. Option C is not privileged if the attorney is acting as a business advisor. Option D involves a non-attorney, so privilege does not apply. Next question. In U.S. tax fraud cases, amending a fraudulent return generally: is it A, relieves the taxpayer of all criminal liability? Or B, does not eliminate criminal liability if the original was willful? Could it be C, automatically triggers a civil audit? Or lastly D, requires IRS approval before filing? The correct answer is B. Here is why. Filing an amended return does not erase criminal liability for the original act of willfully filing a false return. The government can still prosecute based on the initial fraudulent filing. Option A is incorrect. Option C is not automatic. Option D is false. Amended returns are filed by the taxpayer, though they may be subject to scrutiny. That's it for today. How many did you score? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and tell me what topic I should cover next. Bye.